Hattiloo Theatre presents Live from the Audience, where once a month we bring you conversations and words of wisdom from some of the leading Black theater professionals from Memphis, Tennessee, and across the nation. On this episode, we bring you a conversation with director, actor, and educator Garry Yates. Now let's get into some Black theater news. The Black Spectrum Theater in Queens, New York presents Mandela, written by Yolanda Brooks and John Ruiz Miranda, and directed by John Ruiz Miranda. October the 6th and the 7th. The National Black Theater in New York City presents Pray, written, directed, and choreographed by Mickey Douglas, September 23rd through October 28th. The Ensemble Theater in Houston, Texas presents Chicken and Biscuits, written by Douglas Lyons and directed by Eileen J. Morris, September 22nd through October 15th. Hattiloo Theatre presents Father Comes Home from the Wars, Parts 1, 2, and 3, written by Susan Laurie Parks and directed by Garry Yates, September the 29th through October 22nd. For more information, visit our website at hattillootheatre.org. Grab your pads and pens. Our conversation with director Garry Yates starts now. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I am here with the fabulous, the amazing, the one-of-a-kind Garry Yates. Hi. Welcome, Garry.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good today.
Yeah,
Excited about what's going on in terms of what we're working on.
All right. Yeah, no, thank you so much for joining us. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Let's kind of hop right into it. So, Garry, tell us a little bit about yourself. So, about your experience with theater, and how did you get into theater?
Well, it started really early in my life. Actually, my first experience of knowing that I really wanted to do this was at the age of 12 when I heard one of my cousins sing at a particular wedding, and it was a very passionate song. I can't remember what the song was, but my parents and I and a few of my siblings, we attended the wedding, and I saw the response that people gave him. And there were tears, there was smiles, there was applause. And I literally said to myself, I want to do that. I want to make people do that, to cause them to respond and react to something creative that I'm doing. So I set out to do theater at an early age in middle school and high school, then receiving an undergraduate degree at Shaw University in theater, a general degree, then went on to Indiana University to receive a Master of Fine Arts in acting, which I'm the first African-American to receive that degree at that particular institution. And I've been working in the business for a little over 30 years now. I say I've been directing for about 25 years and acting a little bit over 30 years. And I've worked in all mediums on some level or another, whether it was television, film, commercials, theater, and have had wonderful opportunities to work with some wonderful directors throughout my career in New York, Chicago, LA, Atlanta, now Memphis, working on shows, directing a show here at Hattiloo Theatre, which is Memphis is my hometown. So, hey, I'm excited to be here.
I love that. So what you're saying is you're amazing. That's all. That's what I got from all of this. So you're amazing. That's what I heard. I don't know if everybody else heard. That's what I heard.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. So as you are taking on Father Comes Home from the Wars, parts 1, 2, and 3 by Susie Lauren Parks, what has that experience been for you? I know it's a very different piece. It's a very it's a period piece, but it's not a period piece, but it is a period piece. And so what has that been for you?
Well, it's been interesting, and one of the things, the reason why I really was attracted to this play is because of Susan Laurie Parks, because of the type of play. She juxtaposed a lot of different time images and a lot of different themes in her piece, and so I knew I was attracted to the movie that was out for a while, or the series that was out for a while, Lovecraft Country, and how they blended in genres and all this good stuff, and you were into this time period, and then you having contemporary, is that's what, and I was like so full, and I love the whole idea of breaking the traditional mold in presenting art. And that's what Susan Laurie Parks play does. Father Comes Home from the War, Part 1, 2, and 3. Now, when people hear the title, they say, "Oh my God, it must be long." No, it is a regular length play, 2-act play, basically, but fits into that. But it's part 1, 2, and 3. And it's an exciting piece in that it pulls together some traditional and non-traditional forms of theater. There's something not only magical, but something beautiful about it. It's like a beautiful picture frame of something that you've never seen before, and you go, "Oh, okay," but you can connect to it.
That's amazing. And I truly, truly can't wait to see what you've done with it. And so, as you have taken her vision, and then, of course, as a director, you have your own vision of how you want to interpret her work. How has that informed your process? What's that process been like for you with your actors?
But well, one of the things that you have to be very careful when a lot of it is not new to me, but it's the different juxtaposing of different themes, elements within a particular contemporary play. It's not new to me, and for most of the actors, those pieces are not new to them. But when you begin to work and put them all together, there's a particular, it's almost a layering that has to happen, and you just can't throw everything to the people, or and that's what the play does. It puts things on top of each other and laying. You go, "Oh, that's what it is." So it's almost if you were taking putting a flower together, and you put the little buds and the the stem, the leaf, all those parts together, and you go, "Oh, that's beautiful." And that's the only. I don't think it's a challenge either. I think it's just that you just have to be aware of it and not put uh, as they say, the cart before the horse. You just got to find an order in which to introduce the what you're trying to do. So there's some conventions that we that's in theater, like the asides that you find in Greek theater or Shakespearean theater. That's in this contemporary play. How you approach dealing and working that into contemporary play is kind of a little bit different than working in a Greek or Shakespearean play, classical play.
No, that's cool. So like the idea of meshing the like classical mindset with like the contemporary mindset and finding
Right,
a really nice sweet place in the middle of that.
right, absolutely.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. And so, since you're working your way through Father Comes Home from the Wars, which I believe by the time this goes out will be on stage for people to see. What are your projects coming up afterwards? I know you are an amazing professor that I wish I would have had when I was in college. Don't show this to my actual professors, but I'm just saying, I wish you were one of them.
Oh, thank you. I love my students. If they walk out of my classroom knowing one thing, they will always know that I love them and I care about their future. So that's the one key thing. I miss my students. I'm going to go back in the classroom. Well, I'm still in the classroom in terms of virtually, but I'm going back into the classroom. I miss my students. We have this love-hate thing going on all the time, and um, and after I finish this project, I will go there, exhale from this, and continue to teach until about um, until about November, and I start working on a project with the museum, doing museum theater, and working on a nonprofit that friend of mine, a friend and I have together.
That's awesome. That's amazing. So, what is your hope, your aspiration for the future of Black beauty?
Well, I hope that we continue to embrace new writers, and open the door to new writers to introduce us to new areas of our culture, the African American culture or the Black culture that we seldom talk about, issues that we tend to stay away from. We don't know why. Um, like I mean, I sort of challenge, going back to my students, I sort of challenge last time you've seen a Black family, or how many plays have you seen that deals with Alzheimer, that deals with certain situations that are part of our culture, LGBTQ. Uh, how how many plays? It's not that it's not done, but how many? And it's very few. Um, Adoption and things like this. These things affect us as well. And the reason why it becomes important to me in Black theater that we begin to tell those particular stories is because we use theater to educate us. And these are moments, this is a medium that can educate us about those particular issues, loneliness, the mental health, and a lot of ills, mental, physical, and social ills, that impact our lives as well. So it's the playwrights. Open the door for more playwrights to write those stories.
That's beautiful, and I hope so too, that we get more voices and give a platform to different kinds of voices that just expand people's thought process of what Blackness is, and that it's not a monolith,
Right.
and that
Absolutely.
we are so multifaceted, and there are so many issues that we go through, that any community goes through. But how do we
Right.
access them as a community?
It's very, you hit the nail on the head. Exactly.
I love that. I love that. And so, Garry, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Live from the Audience. You are
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Amisha. It's a pleasure talking to you. I always enjoy talking to you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, and I always enjoy talking to you too. And so, if people want to learn more about you, if they want to, do you have a website, LinkedIn, Facebook? How can people get to know you, get to learn more about you?
Well, they can find me on LinkedIn. They can find me on Facebook. I was told I have a Twitter account. I don't know. My students just create things, and um, sometimes I don't even know I'm on something, and someone will call me and say, one of your students took a picture of you without you knowing it. Do you know? And I said, is it racy? They said, no, they just love you. I'm like, oh, I love them too. But I got to tell them, don't take pictures unless you tell me. But no, LinkedIn is a good way to reach me. That's where I have most of my information. But in the event that things, in the event that persons or a group of people would like to contact me regarding a project that they're interested in doing or collaborating, I have those resources as well to pass on to them. Yes. But it's Garry with 2 R's.
2 R's, people.
Yes, definitely. But if they go on IMBD, it's Garry with 1 R.
Really?
It is. I don't know what happened, but
Huh.
I've gotten calls on that too. I'm like, okay, well, I have to figure that out one day.
Them on that one. Say, put the art. Thank you. Get it together. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you everybody for watching, and we will see y'all next time. Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching Live from the Audience, presented by Hattiloo Theatre. To learn more about Hattiloo, visit our website at www.hattiloo.org. Don't forget to like, share, and comment, and smash that follow button and subscribe to our channel. All right, we'll see y'all next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.